Welcome back, everybody. This is Artist on Record. I am Stefan. The man behind the music, Bon Jovi, Alice Cooper, just to name a few, has passed away. His name, Jack Ponti, and we're remembering Jack today. I am Stefan. Thanks for being here. Jack Ponti, what can you say? He was a character. At times, he would love you. At times, he would tell you to go F off. That was Jack Ponti. But Jack meant well. And I really feel bad when I heard the news about Jack's passing. Jack Ponti, a friend of Coffee Talk and Artist on Record. When you caught him on a good day, he was a friend. But Jack, our condolences to your friends, the music business, and of course your family, man. And Jack, as much as at times you loved me and hated me, there's always a soft spot here for you. You meant well. You walked proud. You walked loud with a little man with a big stick, but you know what? You're all right, Jack. Jack Ponti. For people who don't know who Mr. Jack Ponti is, we're going to talk about him right now. And I have an interview that I did with Jack. Is actually maybe one of his last interviews. I don't recall Jack doing many interviews out there, but Jack, whoever knows Jack, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the guy was responsible for a lot of stuff and a big part of Jon Bon Jovi's history too. You see, Jack Ponti was a musician, songwriter, record producer, manager, a consultant. He had a band called The Rest in New Jersey in the late 70s, and The Rest featured a young Jon Bon Jovi as a vocalist. Back then in the Jersey scene, you had guys like Southside Johnny and all this stuff. And there was even a demo produced by Billy Squier, who did not obtain a recording contract and split up. Jon Bon Jovi went to form his own band, Bon Jovi. Yeah, The Rest had a band together, and I believe that Billy, correct, and I might be wrong, but vaguely what I'm thinking on top of my head, Billy Squier might have produced their demo. But what happened was Jon Bon Jovi went on to form his own band, which is Bon Jovi. And Jack Ponti, he found a job as a songwriter, producer, and worked for many bands. He worked with the Nelson Brothers, so many artists on the top of my head, Boys to Men, and Scarface. I'm trying to remember, but there's so much. I just went on here live to talk about this with you guys really quick. But Jack Ponti, man, you were a character. And you'd bust my balls. Jack was a fan of the show. Then he wasn't a fan. He believed that I could do bigger and better things, so he would get mad at me. And my old cast members, he would bust their chops. He hated them and he loved them. I don't know what Jack really loved in life, but I know he loved his family. He was a true family man. And he loved Jon Bon Jovi too. And I have a clip here, and we'll talk about it right here. Let me play some of that clip right here. Here's my conversation with Jack busting out chops of an old episode when we first started doing this show. Check it out.
Guy. So Jack, what were you trying to do? Tell everybody how you're trying to help Corey out here.
I was going to teach Corey how to trade, but Corey didn't show up.
My wife is behind him, by the way. She wants me to do it.
His wife's behind Corey. She wants him to do it.
Well, my low ladder guys make a couple grand a week. That's my low ladder entry level guys.
Yeah.
If that's not good enough for Corey, well,
I never said that. What do I have to play with?
He never said that. He goes, what does he have to play with? That's what he's being very serious. Look at his face. Can you see
$5,000?
$5,000?
Nah, he'd win more than that. SEC regulations beyond that.
Yeah. Look at Corey. Look at him, Jack. Look at the screen.
I've retired 22 people in the past 3 years. I want to retire Corey. He doesn't want to retire. What the fuck am I going to do? Beg him?
Corey?
I'll take the advice.
He'll take the advice. You're making him very nervous right now. I could see his leg is shaking under the desk. I know Corey Leviton. He has his workman shirt on. Like he looks very Wall Street, Michael Douglas. Do you think he has a Michael Douglas kind of look, Jack?
No.
No, he thinks
really.
Anthony Weiner.
No, Anthony Weiner.
He's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, Corey, I guess, is a handsome kind of guy, according to his wife.
She doesn't think so.
Corey's the kind of guy who the people would think is extraordinarily sexy if all of them happen to be Helen Keller.
That was Jack Ponti. He would bust balls, but Jack, well, he was a manager for a Grammy Awards winner. What's her name? Uh, in Aria, she was nominated at Grammy Awards. I forgot her name, but anyway, you can look it up and look all this stuff. He produced albums. He did the band Baton Rouge. If you're friends with them, he did a lot of stuff with Doro Pesh. He also did Bon Jovi. He wrote a song with Bon Jovi called "Shot Through the Heart." Keel, Babylon AD, Alice Cooper. He got a lot of writing credit on the Hey Stupid album. He also worked with Nelson and Jack Ponti, legend in the business. And then he was doing day trading. And you can look on YouTube. There's a Jack Ponti Presents Volume 1. There's a bunch of stuff. But here's some more of my conversation with Jack right there. All righty. Terry, you recognize the name. Yeah, that's Jack Ponti, old friend of the show. Jack would get mad at me a lot of times. He would yell at me. He didn't want me to do the show. Here's a picture of Jack with Jon Bon Jovi when they were in a band together before they went their different ways. But there they are. Jack actually got credited from Bon Jovi at the Hall of Fame. But let Jack talk about it. Here's some clips I put out there for you guys. Check it out. Mr. Jack Ponti. I think the last time I spoke to Jack might have been when I heard he wasn't feeling good, and I checked in on him, and then he called me to send his condolences about my mom passing. So Jack, again, a condolence to your family. And wherever you are, you're probably saying F you, Adika, for doing this. And the sound's not so great on this. That was a problem. Jack had all the money in the world, but couldn't get a good mic. Here, check it out.
You don't look like Corey.
I am Corey. Actually, this is a successful version.
Uncle Jack Ponti. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. This is big.
It's kind of big.
This is kind of big.
I said it was big because Jack rarely did interviews, and this could be like one of the last ones ever. I don't know if he's done anything else, but he never, ever did an interview. There's a couple he did out there, and I have a lot of other stuff of Jack talking about Squire, a lot of crazy rock and roll stories, but this is just a real sum it up, and I haven't released it. I'll probably put it on my Patreon for my Patreon people that check it out, but check out my conversation with Jack right here.
This is what we do all the time. We talk to each other, but you're a man who really needs no introduction. So now so John wants to be in your band. You say, yep. So you're like, wow.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So
John was a star. He was 16 years old. And when John, that's something you can't create, is that level of charisma. It's not. And he was unbelievably laser focused to the point of just right there. So there was no reason not to join forces. He was a great kid. He was a really good person. He was wonderful to be part with. So there was no reason not to. It made sense.
So now, did you see John play with his other band?
Yeah.
You just see, yeah.
Just once. Just once.
One time you saw him with his other band.
When my manager asked me to go see him.
Yeah. So right out the gate, you go, yeah, he has it.
I mean, it was just ridiculously obvious.
Yeah. What was he playing? What songs was he? Was he doing originals, covers?
No, he's doing cover stuff. He's in a Springsteen cover band.
Wow.
Yeah. Horns, everything.
Wow.
Yeah. Big 10-piece band. Horn section, the whole nine.
So he's 16 years old. He has a whole big. So the guys that are playing with him, a horn section, are these cats older than him? And he's the
youngest. They're all from fucking high school.
So it's a high school band.
Yeah, wow. Dave Bryan was actually in there.
The keyboard player, which is with John today, Dave Bryan. He's with the band. Wow.
They were in high school. They'd play in the club till like 2 in the morning and then go to fucking school.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
John was committed.
Yeah. He just knew. He knew out the gate what he wanted, what he was destined for.
John has extraordinary ambition, focus, and a work ethic like no one's ever seen. Really.
So when you went to see that band play, how was the crowd? Was it a bar crowd? What was the scene on that?
Well, because it was Asbury music. They like Asbury stuff.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Springsteen got on stage with them a couple of times.
Springsteen got on stage with 16-year-old Jon Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just come and jam.
And at that time, Springsteen was.
He was Springsteen. That was around. It was right before the river.
Wow.
Right after Darkness, before the river. Yeah, definitely right before the river.
It was it's like Elvis walking in a room at that point too, because Springsteen was huge at that time. I remember.
Yeah, but Bruce, I mean, he's one of my dearest friends. Bruce has never gone beyond the vibe of him, a guy who plays in the band.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very aware that he's Bruce Springsteen, but he doesn't really care. He's the most normal, unaffected human being you ever possibly meet. Completely unaffected. No entourage, no bodyguards, no, nothing.
Wow.
Nobody bothers Bruce around.
There's a story about Bruce going to Graceland, and I don't know if he jumped.
Oh yeah, he jumped the fence and tried to get in. Yeah,
that's a true story.
Yeah, true story.
What is the story on that Graceland story?
They were on tour down there, and I think they just wanted to try to get into Graceland, and they jumped the fence and knocked on the door, and they were like, "Fuck!" They just got exploded.
That's good.
At least he tried. At least he tried.
Now so you see John playing the clubs and all that. Then he's in a band with you guys. But there's a point when John goes and you go do your thing. What's going on that part? Let's take it from there.
I knew early on that I didn't want to play, but I didn't know how to become a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that was kind of, well, how the fuck do I do this? And every time we'd be in the studio, I'd never want to leave. And every time we'd have to go play somewhere, I'd look for an excuse not to. John was the opposite. Every time there was a reason to play, he'd play. Or one day we went to somewhere upstate Pennsylvania. It was like 3 hours to get there. We got there and it was like this fucking dive. 2-inch stage, literally the dartboard on the wall. And I'm like, fuck, we're not playing this. And John argued with me for a good 2 hours. We're playing, we have to play, we have to move. Fuck. So I knew early on that I didn't want to be in a band, but I didn't know the road to take to become a writer. So after a lot of stuff with that band and false starts, including demos produced by Southside Johnny, demos produced by Billy Squire, unfortunately, became time to just kind of separate from that. And that's when John went that way, and I said I'm going to be a writer, and John said I'm going to go perform. So that's kind of what happened at that.
So were you his lead guitar player at that in the band?
Yeah, I was a guitar player. He was the singer.
Did you have two guitar players or one guitar player, or John played guitar?
Just me, and occasionally John would pick up the guitar.
So he was just really fronting it more than not so much guitar. So at that
learning how to front a band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was learning how to front the band. So then you're a big influence on like records, turning him, on this stuff as well.
Well, according to him, it's John did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and mentioned that I nurtured him. It was a pretty emotional experience for me because I did. The fact that he was so vocal about it. We're friends forever. The fact that I knew how important that night was to him. The fact that he would bother to point that out, it was pretty important. But John was listening to Springsteen and Willie Nile and Dylan and Hall & Oates and that kind of thing. And I was like, here's Aerosmith and here's New York Dolls and here's Stars. Here's all the rest of this stuff that you should be listening to. That I made him listen to. And introduced me to other forms of music. And he understood at that point, John knew early on, well, fuck this cover band stuff. I need to do this. So that's kind of how the whole thing started. So
wow.
It's nice to be part of something that massive. And we continued, to write through the years. Stop. So it was an important time for him.
So in a nutshell, you were a big brother to him in with the music part of it, man. You're there, you're like, hey man, check this out, hone in on your skill, basically.
Well, yeah, but you see, John was so focused on doing this that, when people say to me, how did it happen? I said, well, I've never seen anybody work that hard. John didn't go out and do what other kids his age did. He didn't go out and party. He didn't have that much of a social life. He was trying to learn to write and to play the guitar and to perform and study other bands and study music. He was completely focused on making this happen. His ambition and his drive were extraordinary, and that's really the key to how this whole thing. Besides, he has talent, which he does, but his dedication to it, just like any other craft. You're going to do something for a couple hours a day, you're never going to excel at it, no matter what you try. So John was determined to make it happen, and he manifested destiny.
You've done it all.
Or attempted to do it.
What haven't you done? That's the question. We could go down the list, but what haven't you done, or what would you like to do?
What I'd like to do that I haven't done?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
You did it. You did it all.
Jack Ponti. You know what, Jack? Be missed, man. I'll even miss the FUs you used to give me. All right in my book. Makes me sad watching this, actually. A little touch in my heart. I can imagine what your family is going through. The one thing about you, Jack, you meant well, and good heart. Good heart. You could be a tough mother effer, but man, you're a good guy. You're a straight shooter. Nobody can ever take that away. You did it your way, Jack. That is Jack Ponti. And today over here at Artist on Record, we are bummed and we are sad. And Jack was also part of, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, worked with acts like Skid Row and Nelson and many, many, many acts. But man, he was just a good guy. Even though we didn't speak at the end much, but Jack, you'll be missed. I appreciate you coming into my life. This is Artist on Record. That's my friend Jack Ponti. My condolences to his family, of course. There's two massive dogs that would have ripped my head off that we'd always used to joke about. Okay, everybody. Jack Ponti. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Post your comments down below. Sad breaking news for us here, and I know for Jack's friends and family. I was going to hold off talking about this, but now it was leaked everywhere, and I saw the people were writing about it. So there's a story from Jack. The sound wasn't good. That's how Jack rolled. But you know what? I have a lot of stories with Jack with that kind of sound quality. I'll probably put it in Patreon members only for you guys that want to see it. If you want to see more clips, I'll try to fix the sound the best I can. This was last second. Thanks for watching. You guys are great. Stay beautiful. Who loves you, baby? We do. We're out of here, kids.